Eric over here.
And what are we covering today?
Let's cover the bump sweep. The bump sweep is one of the very first.
Man, I used to have such a hard time. Let's maybe talk about this. And I just said let's keep our videos concise, and now I'm going off the rails. But it was always the bump sweep to like the Kimura.
Yep.
And like maybe if you did the Kimura as fast as possible would work.
Yep.
But I still see a lot of people, they struggle with it. They can't get either one to work.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I never tried the bump sweep because the guy just resets or goes
for sure.
Whatever. Anyway, so yeah, let's do it.
So I was watching a couple of videos on this, and people will do it to like different things, but the way that they approach it is kind of like off, and it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense because like you see people sometimes talk about like the bump sweeps with the triangles, which is a possibility, I suppose, too. But we're not doing the bump sweep when our posture's like this. It doesn't make any sense to like try to bump sweep somebody like this. Right? And so.
Did you just say bump sweep to triangle?
Yeah.
Anything could happen.
And then there's a couple like factors that I think about too, right? So like I always think about like when toes are alive, I'm usually not looking to bump sweep somebody because it's a lot easier to pull them forward.
Because they're tight.
Yeah, very top heavy this way. When people's toes are like this,
now they can sit back.
They can sit back. And so what this and there's other things I do when they have their toes alive. What this does is see how this creates a ledge for my hips to sit on if I'm trying to bump sweep somebody. Here, very tough to do, right? And so I'll do this kind of in a crappy way. That I kind of like the way that
I know how you're gonna do it.
Saw this in a video, and so I do this really slow. So like what I saw in this video was the guy had the toes alive right here, and so instead of doing anything connected, he just came here and exploded and grabbed here. And look at how far away I am from Joe. And so he was just grabbing and pushing over as hard as he can. This is very tough to make this.
I think if I sit still and don't do anything, you can do it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's definitely not a great way to approach this. Really. What's that?
Next week, not right now, because I'm gonna work on self-discipline. Next week, let's do like counters on how to easily get like a bad bump sweep.
Because if you know, like, if you have even really small tools,
you don't even worry about it.
All that's going to do, you do something like that, you're just going to get your guard back.
Yeah, and you're not worried about the guillotine, you're not worried about the Kimura, the bent arm lock, nothing.
Yeah, and so like traditionally, and I know like this is kind of the way that I was always shown this, is it's all about attacking with the choke. And I have two different ways I'll kind of set this up. But if I come here and I start looking here for the choke right here, if he starts coming back, this is what's going to get him to sit his butt on his heels right there. He's kind of sitting and this is what's creating that ledge. So when I approach, sorry, that better?
Yep.
So I don't want to have both my feet on the floor. This knee wants to be touching right here.
This is really heavy.
Yep,
I cannot move my right leg.
And so I just want to be able to kind of keep this for me. And so see how I don't want to point my toes have to come this way, and I want to think about making a straight line with my hip. So when he comes over,
like a 180.
We won't talk about too much about getting up, but that's kind of the idea is you really want to connect. Because there's no way, you can't push back. You can't push back down.
Yeah, no, there's no way.
Yeah.
Let's do it again. Whew. I think of it, it's almost more, it's like a crab walk.
Yeah, man.
Where you drive your hips forward first.
Yeah. That's it.
Like a lot of people you see do this, they go from their butt, like just 2 feet on the floor, right? And then they do a sit-up, and you try to make the sweep happen from here.
Yeah.
But you're not affecting me at all. Like I can still step up. We'll do it next week, but I can easily pass the guard.
Yeah, you sure could.
But when you chase me like this,
see when I come here and
see
how exactly. See how when I pull,
I don't go back.
See how I start getting up on that elbow. I hitchhike off of that, and now if I can come
right here. See how he lifted, and he's pushing towards me, so he lifted it forward. Now this leg, there's no way. I even with my hand, I can't push my leg back off the ground. If I try to push it all,
see it's very tough, very tough. Yeah, and so I want to come here and I want to kind of grab this from the outside, and I straighten that hip here. So we should really, really be connected the whole way through.
Whew. Let's do it one more time.
Sure.
Now I want you guys to notice, that's the other thing we do. We scissor sweep, we flower sweep, we omoplata sweep, and there's a ton of space.
Mm-hmm.
So you did the sweep, you got to a slightly better position, but now you have almost no advantage because you let the guy, like if you just do the normal sweep.
If I do like it.
Yeah, do a terrible one. And let's say I'm asleep at the wheel, I just allow him to do it. But right here,
Look at that.
I'm gonna escape. So even if he lands in the mount, my two hands are in. I have such good defense right here. It's you didn't gain anything.
Yep.
And we do that with the scissor sweep too. We lose the connection. Then there's a scramble, and you have that much more work to do.
Yeah.
But do it again, and then just show them how you retain the arm.
How I retain the arm?
Yeah. We won't go into like a bunch of setups or nothing. But you can see like the weight on my leg here. See, defend, comes up, crab walk forward with the hips, does the
See,
spine.
even here, if I try to bury this,
Yeah.
see now I'm here.
Oh man.
And so the big thing is, he doesn't want, I mean, he can, I remember watched here and Pedro talk about this. If I drive and I'm not going to do this, you can actually break your own arm by putting that out there if I drive my hips.
Well, thanks.
Right? So I just want to kind of keep this towards me right here like this, and I want to bring that knee and see how my right
Now
hip
slow down.
straightens right here. And so see how I check?
Look at this arm right here.
Yeah, see, I could bring this all the way up
It's
right
all
here
the
like
way up.
this, easily. I just need to, and then we can start looking at how we're going to tap or do anything at that point.
Where's my hip escape?
Yep, it's gone.
Where's my choke defense? He's got an underhook. So you want to slow the sweep down and start to cultivate it with as much connection as possible.
Yep.
And then you can start to look for options because people just, all of a sudden you find that like, wow, they're not getting away from me at all. And not only did I switch, I created a reversal, a pass, whatever it is, but now you're in a far better position because you took your time and like used that leverage instead of just muscling somebody over, man.
Yeah. Because it's very tough, like to triangle somebody when they have like that sort of structure, like where the sweep is coming from because the posture is here.
Well, and it's very tough to do a bump sweep if the guy's head is down.
Yeah, it's a crowded, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure everybody out there is playing this game. Like, you've had somebody down, he did the sweep at the wrong time, and they didn't go anywhere. I mean, and it goes back to, like, I'm a smaller guy when I'm not fat, where it's like, you know, I never really get over, I should never be over 170, which I'm not right now.
Oh, no.
The camera adds pounds.
Not even close.
Not even close. But if Eric was here, and I don't do the driving forward with my hips, I'll go left-handed so you guys can see it. If I just plant, he doesn't even have to. You don't even have to defend it.
Yeah.
If I come up and I try to muscle him, I can't tip him over at all. But if I go here and he backs up, now when I drive, look at the angle. See already, that's it. It's just so easy. And it made it a lot safer of a sweep where the wrestler can't just drive back and sprawl because there's so much weight on that thigh that it just comes back to functionality. So those are some good details, my friend.
Yeah, man, and there was one. Yeah, you just have to learn how to connect. I'm not going to put that other detail in there. We just have to learn how to connect. That's just the whole thing. You just can't just do things to do things. Just like we were talking about in the striking with the just switching to southpaw for absolutely no reason at all. It's just like if a guy is good and you're taking something that you're really familiar with, and you're like, I'm just gonna look cool and do something I'm completely not familiar with.
Yeah, I think it's like
bad idea, man.
In the beginning, you just know moves, so you just do moves. You're like, oh, I was showing a scissor sweep, I was showing a guillotine. I'm just gonna try these moves, but you're not looking for them in context. You're just doing the move because that's all you know, and that's totally fine. That's a learning method. But everybody who's past those colored belts, they're in purple belt territory. Now you got to do moves based on reactions. So it's like, I pulled this guy, did his head come down? It is not time to bump sweep. Oh, I pulled this guy and he totally created an angle. Maybe now is the time.
Because like De La Hiva, Spider Garden, those, I'm not saying they're bad at all, But being just doing different moves does not make you better. That's like you can make a scissor sweep and black belt move easy. You just have to look at like how you make people react. That's the whole reason.
Yeah.
It's not. That's what makes people good. Not being good at inverting. It's how you like really learn how to read your opponent's body and how they're trying to resist, and that's what makes you better.
Yeah, because let's do one last thing on this. Let's think about it this way. So you go to do the same move again. I'll try to do something different. Unscripted. I'm just gonna punch him in the face.
So I'm here. I pull right here. This So see how like I'm just gonna
That's
start moving my body and taking whatever Joe gives me.
We talked about the elbow and the angle last week.
That's just the whole idea. I just have to take what's.
So you don't worry like, oh, I don't even think of it as like sometimes in our head, people tend to think, oh, my move failed. But you didn't even do it. The move didn't fail. We're just on to another plan B.
Mm-hmm.
Like plan B has presented itself, so it's not the right time to do the bump sweep. So head and arm control or choke or wherever you're at, but just something different. And the more you look for it in that way, guarantee you do that a couple times, you break posture, you start choking the guy, the next time you do it, he's going to back it up. Man, I don't want to get choked by you again. Right? So really simple stuff, but really high level when you create those reactions.
Absolutely.
And if you watch people like Hicks and Gracie, even
Kron does the
Kron,
it's all simple.
Hodger,
Yeah.
like good competitors that are fluid. I saw a really good fight. It's an older fight now, but it reminded me of this today. Leandro Lowe and Bernardo. You know, hey, it's a huge honor.
Oh,
for me.
that guy, yeah.
And Bernardo just smoked him because he was really loose.
Yeah.
And everything he did, he didn't really try for. He just went off the reaction and created a much more technical match than had he just muscled. I think he would have lost.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like you look at like Hodger Gracie though, and I think he's a good example because he always does simple stuff. But he gets to the mount, he's like pretty much going to do a cross collar choke or Americana, and no one can stop him. And it's because of like what you always say is like you want to make a black belt react like a white belt.
Yeah.
And how you do that is just tapping into human nature. Oh, I don't want to get choked. My very natural reaction is to back up. And actually, that's the textbook reaction.
Yeah.
You try to choke me, what do? Hand in the collar, posture, and try to evade. So I'm getting caught now, not because you just want to bump sweep me, but I'm getting caught because I'm also doing good mechanics.
Yep.
So whether I do a poor reaction, you get me. Oh, I do the right reaction, you get me. And that's how you make a black belt act like a white belt.
Absolutely. 100%, brother. 100%.
Right on, you guys. Thanks for watching. We got a class to get to with human beings in the real world. It's kind of scary. But we love and appreciate all of you. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe to the channel.
Guys.
And we'll be back again.
All right. Warriors out.